All right.
Hey, you're on time.
All right, I'm trying to screw Eagle over with the number countdown. He's like 5, 4, 6, 4, 8, 9, 2, 1. All right, here we go.
Because obviously you can't just go down normally.
Welcome to Calling the Audible.
2-0.
Division 4A and 4B.
What are you, like 20 years old?
Simo Dagenet to my left. Far left is Peeze. To
Hi.
my far right is
Hi, guys.
GM. And Eagle to the dead center of me right now. Gentlemen, let's dive into 4A and 4B.
Cool.
What caught your attention from the games in 4A and 4B? We'll go with the number 8, letter A.
It's not regarding the games, but 69ers team pick is terrible. They try to be creative. I'm just shooting it down. It's not good.
Let me see the
Eagle,
picture.
can you put it
It's
on
on
the
the
Put it up. I haven't seen
Eagle,
it
can you
yet.
put it up? It's
I'm actually in the background of the photo. Look at that.
That's even
I'm
worse.
actually looking in the background. Look at that.
I mean, like, they try to be creative, but like I don't know.
I must say, I make the photo look really flawless. Thank you.
No, you make
very
it
much.
look way worse.
It's bizarre. It's
Yeah.
bizarre. And like they can do with that team name, they can do something far more creative.
They could. That's
So
more
okay,
of the
back
PG
to
related.
the games.
Yes.
What's up with Gotham?
Gotham?
Gotham.
Gotham has not been.
Do they have the jumble?
Not in this game here. They took a beating to the aforementioned.
But
69ers.
again, like, they've been taking beatings like all season.
Yeah.
well, like I was there for that game.
Okay, tell me more, Mo. Tell me more.
Tell me why.
Well, like first off, Gotham,
Jumbo.
Green Eggs, and Gotham. Like Chris Vive did not have a good game. Got off to a slow start, and next thing you know, Niners were up. Literally, I think it was like 19-0 after like 4 minutes of play, and it was just a trail thing. Even though they got back a little bit closer, where they were able to get a late touchdown in the first half and got a late touchdown in the second half. Never got rhythm. Isaiah Allard, who was their best weapon, should have been thrown to quite more than what he had, which was 4 catches.
So I
4
have
yards.
this question for you.
Yes.
It's later in the script at some point. I don't remember, but you're talking about Isaiah Allard. Like, is he one of the best receivers? Do you feel he's underused on this team?
100% he is, because we know Chris very well. He's a nice guy. We all like him.
Yes.
You know, he respects the FPF shield very well. If you had to pick, someone to marry your daughter, Chris Rivet would be the guy. But
I would actually totally marry off your daughter to Chris Rivet.
I was talking about Simon's daughter, actually. Simon's daughter.
I would marry off Mozart to pretty much anybody.
I just think that his style of play doesn't mesh well with Isaiah Allard. Like Isaiah Allard needs a raw mesh, and that's quarterback in Division 1, Division 2. Your drop back, he's going to launch a 2-year. Whereas Rivet kind of rolls and he pumps, rolls, waits, and then he throws the football. Whereas when they went more traditional and got the ball to Isaiah Allard, it was more effective. And the Niners didn't have an answer to that question. And I think it was far a little too late at that point. And look, Niners with another big win.
But are they figuring things out, or do you have
Niners,
a feeling?
I think the Niners are a good team.
Not the Niners got him. Do you feel like Gotham?
Gotham, look, I think they have far more question marks than answers right now.
Okay, so you feel like even if they got going a little bit, it's not going to sustain.
No, they're not a formidable threat at all to the upper half of their division or conference in this case.
All right.
Other games that caught your attention, gentlemen.
I was there for backyard bullies against Top Season. And
yeah, they hate me.
Which one?
Top Seasons.
Well, for sure. First of all, Mo, it's you.
Well, Hassan Royale was like, "Yo, bro." Like,
To
he
who?
was barking at me, Hassan Royale. Like, he was barking at me like, "Dude, who are you?" Like, who are you?
He's been in this league for like 6 years.
Like, is that Akeem? No, it's Hassan Royale. Like, okay, anyway, carry on. Jeez.
Wow.
What I will say is I was largely disappointed with Jared Taylor.
Why?
Basically, every time he got the snap, he would stare at the rusher and then just try and spin and dance and get around the rusher every single time. And
His stats are not terrible though.
no, but it's worse. His game was worse.
I mean, the Bulls are not a bad team.
No, but it just he took so many unnecessary lost yards and was always like it was always third and long. It was always second and long. And yes, he converted some of them, but he's just always putting his team behind the 8 ball.
So do you feel he was taking? So his play style doesn't mesh well with the team, or is he learning and it's not something?
He's learning. He's learning. Absolutely. I think he will be a good FPF quarterback
because he's fast.
He is fast, but like it should be a weapon and not a crutch.
I see what you mean.
And right now, it's a crutch.
But so it's possible he turns it into something positive.
Yeah, it's like if you had a physical crutch, but instead of a crutch you use a shotgun, but you're using it just to help you walk. You also needed to you needed to.
There's also a rusher running at you.
Yeah,
you got a shotgun.
Yeah,
just saying.
Use a shotgun.
Simon uses a spoon to walk.
Scott McDonald.
Why do you exist?
Scott McDonald looked better actually. He was very upset with the one interception he threw.
I feel Scott is about to get much better. He just needed time.
Yeah, and it helped that Vinny Glano and Rich Humes were there.
Well, yeah, for sure.
They missed the first game. So.
Also, no, he was there for the first one.
Second game.
Sean Abraham's also on the roster. Like this roster is pretty loaded. It's just a matter of
continuity.
FPF is a QB-driven league, and if their quarterback isn't playing well, you're not going to win games.
I saw a good game on Sunday, Lachine. Mutation against the Alpha Tees. 39-38 victory for Mutation. And I thought this was GF Marquis' best game against a top team in the Alpha Tees. I think the Tats took them lightly in this football game. Just Dupree had a solid game, but you look at how Marquis was. He was relaxed, connecting with his players. Vincent Marquis had 3 touchdown grabs. Every time they had a critical third down, they answered the call and were able to prolong drives and eventually get the touchdown at the end of the day. Their defense played fairly well, holding them, albeit though to 241. But when it came to the late second half, the extra points, they were phenomenal in maintaining them at a minimal gain here. And I think this is going to be a huge one in the long-term growth of Mutation to say, hey, look, we can hang with the big boys. For Alpha Tees, they might look back and say, this is a loss that cost us maybe a top-tier spot in playoffs.
Mutation, I'm surprised by the result. I'm going to start with that.
Well, for sure. You just lost his first ever game with
as Alpha Tees quarterback. But Mutation has a strong team.
Yes.
What I did notice in this is 3 touchdowns to Vincent Marquis and 2 to Alexander Sampson. So he's still relying heavily on his Trinity teammates, and it looks like
the same play
as they've struggled
more than he should.
Yeah, but as he struggled, he's gone to them more and more.
I score clipped them last week when they lost to Warhawks, and that's exactly what I noticed is when he gets off rhythm a little bit, when the deep balls aren't there or his offense isn't going, he goes back to his brother a little bit too much. Alex Sampson a little bit, the Trinity guys, him, Jubavid also, and the thing that happens with that is if you know that's coming and you can take it away, then he's going nowhere and he's forced to punt and turnover on downs. And the problem with Mutation this season is they can only go as far as Jeff Marquis can take them. And from what I see in week 2, it wasn't a championship.
Sith beat the commission.
That was an ugly game, man. That was an awful game to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Because?
Well, Stitz being who they are, Gino DeFazio's team.
Tell us more.
Okay, what's your point?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, what's your point, Mo? Please elaborate.
Sorry, you could tell me that before. Gino DeFazio is like that. You know, college football, you always have those boosters who will buy their way to get players to come on their team in the dirty way. Okay. That's what he is.
So, like,
why?
He's a
who
dirty
finances Laval Rougeor again? It's Pierre Carl.
For who?
Who finances Laval Rougeor?
Oh, Tanguay. Jacques Tanguay. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. But the thing is, Tanguay has success with Laval. Gino has not been relevant in the last 10 years.
Well,
anyway,
Gino's had success.
I spoke to Carmen.
Yes.
Great game. 16 catches in that game.
I spoke to Carmen Police after the game. He actually messaged me. He's like, hey, we beat the commission. Like, chill. relax on the sits. And he was like, look, it took a while for the defense to come together. And to be honest, the thing about this that I thought would be good is their defense. And if they're not playing well, I don't think they'll have a chance.
I saw it the other way around. I feel like their offense has more chances of being successful in Division 4.
Because it's 2006?
No.
Okay.
For Division 4, Gino is a very good quarterback.
Yeah, but he has one option. It's Carmen. That's it.
But it's Carmen.
But the guys, and Sean Kennedy and Marty Friedman.
I mean, the guy is good in Division 1. We all know Carmen's a very good receiver in Division 4. Even he's probably one of the best. Go to him as much as you can.
He did 16 times.
There you go. Why not?
Speaking of teams,
but how do you allow a guy to get 16 catches?
Well, first of all, it's very tough to cover Carmen. Try, you'll see.
I wouldn't be the one trying. I have guys to do that.
Great. No, but honestly, it's the way. Like, if he's playing snapper for sits, I have a hard time figuring out how you could cover Carmen on 5-yard slants. Deep balls for sure. I agree with you that there's a way to take him out. Although he's very physical, boxes you out. But on slants,
140 yards on 16. Like
if you catch a 5-yard slant,
immediately get this flag each time. I'm saying you should be able to contain a 5-yard slant to your slant.
Unless you play the ball, and then that's 12.
Yeah, which 15. Is a lot. I'm sure what happens because he's physical, he's big, he knows how to position his body. Where if you miss his flag, he's going to take it upfield.
Yep. Carmen was trash talking the commission.
Awesome,
that's amazing.
Like they were scared to trash talk him.
That's amazing.
Like he had control. He had them by the balls. And
I would also be scared to trash on Carmen.
Speaking of trash talking, Studs winning over
your boys
34-20. Not my boys. your boys.
So
Okay.
they got
So
lucky.
preseason, I said that studs have a good team and will be good moving on.
So are all your ankles sore from all your backpedaling? Am I the only
Nope,
one who
I'm
sticks
not.
this point? Or?
I'm not that.
No, don't look
I
at
wasn't
me,
finished.
boys. I just posed a question.
The
I just posed a
cowardly
question.
Mokan.
Oh,
I'm a broadcast
Already,
journalist.
Yesterday
already
was-
backpedaling.
Yesterday was the
Alright.
best thing of all
Did you
time.
cry in bed?
As
No,
soon,
no.
as
Did
soon
you cry
as
when you guys
Sam,
don't sleep?
as soon as Sam Caron walked into the dome on Hébert, Mo shat himself.
Yeah, I
he
did.
was there. He turned around, he's like,
he
turned around, he's like,
boxers.
"Oh my god, Simon! Oh my god!" I'm like, what? Did someone die? And he's like, "No, Sam Caron's here." Okay, cool. And he's like, "But like, I didn't say anything. Don't worry, I didn't say
You
anything."
would like
right?
him like Sam Garneau? Like,
He's so
you
afraid of
want
him.
to buy him a corsage, take him on a date?
Perhaps, yes.
He's
Maybe I'll
a
be-
good-looking man, so I don't blame you.
I mean, it's a matter of time. We said it last week, and that's what we've been saying all season. It's a matter of time before he gets it and becomes
But
a very
what
good
did he
quarterback.
do to set him off? I don't remember what you guys said.
So I
for
went
him.
back. So when Simon told me that Samuel Caron wasn't happy with what we said,
Yes.
I went back and listened to the segment, and it's the lamest segment of all time.
It's not.
It's us saying like, yeah, he'll be okay. Like, but there's like just being a CIS quarterback doesn't guarantee you
Sorry,
success.
U Sports now.
Ev-
U Sports.
Whatever. I'm not learning new things, Mo.
U Sports.
And so the thing is, like, I said, look, he's gonna get better. For the moment, he's not a good FPF quarterback. He had a great game. If he could continue this, he will be a good quarterback. I'm not afraid to change my opinion.
You said that he had a great game, but I digress. I think he had an okay game. They won, but he still could play much better than this.
Yeah.
He was missing open receivers. There's a few throws I'm sure he wants to take back. The
No,
guy's
he
open.
doesn't. He thinks you're crazy. You're wrong.
Maybe.
You're a terrible person.
The guy's open back at the end zone, and he overthrew him a little bit. Like there's a few plays that we both know you could make those throws and be a top end talent. He's just not there. He's not used to the field. It's smaller than what he's used to. It's an adjustment period.
And again,
Everybody's been
we had
through
this. We had this discussion when we were talking about Avery Lala and guys who come directly from tackle. It's different. In tackle, you're throwing to areas to protect your receivers. Here, you don't need to do that.
Alexander
you could
Peeze was
pin it-
not a Div 1 quarterback the first game he played in
No.
FPF. It's a learning curve, and you'll get there. It's just a matter of time.
But again, they have a good team. Like Felix Laflamme is excellent.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
That's
There's a bunch of studs in that team, man.
That's why they're
Funny,
they're
right?
stud.
Another
It's like
team,
they knew it.
another
Yeah.
team that I noticed is the Warhawks are undefeated. I'm very happy for them. The only thing
Shocker.
to me is their plus minus only plus 13, which is not great.
That's Warhawks for
3-0
you, though,
team.
right? They'll score 40 and they'll give
But
up
see,
42.
their first few seasons they were blowing out teams in Division D in the spring, but like
Division
47
D is
to
basically
6.
Division 5.
Yeah, but like their first few seasons, and then they regressed a little bit, and now they're back in it. They won a very close game against Mutation last week, which was a great game for them. They won again this week. I'm happy for them. They're having a good season. I just hope that it lasts.
Yeah. Mean Machine beat up on Grinders. I think we all saw that coming.
Yeah,
yes, we
kinda-
did.
The one question mark for me here is what's up with LOB?
Yeah, you know me.
Well, GM was there. I was there. Shall I go first, or you want to go first?
You would be the best person to discuss this.
This is when you discuss it.
Yes. I'm just trying to think of the right word so I don't want to offend GM.
No. Offend away. It's
They're-
not quite a lost
He's
cause
got- he's
yet.
got-
No,
He's
no,
got thicker
but
skin than
it's-
some other Division
yes,
4B players.
Yes, like Samuel Carl. I just think they're just missing like two pieces for the offense to be more dynamic.
So would you rename the Legion of Boom, because that's obviously what LOB
Lacking
means,
of boom?
to Legion of Bust?
No, because that would be a terrible thing to call your own
Yeah,
team.
it's.
No, but you could still call it LOB.
I think they're
you know?
missing some guys, man. Like they could be a lot better. They played the Mountain Lions, and I know GM's a big fan of the Mountain Lions.
Well, yeah, they're great guys. It was just I felt that we lost that game a little bit more. We lost to Adam Rockman, who was filling in at QB. It wasn't even
Yeah.
Mountain Lions' regular QB.
Early going, it was over.
Yeah, well, it was over, and then LOB kind of clawed their way back from like an 18-0 deficit or something.
Yeah, they
But
did.
what's GM like? You're in the huddle. Like, what's up with Lonnie Johnson? Why is he turning the ball over?
The
Why-
Monster,
Well,
man.
actually, if you ask Mokan, who was there, the Monster turned over the ball that went off of receiver's hands. He didn't throw interceptions.
Okay, so that I'm not. I haven't-
yeah, not.
In fairness to LB, you can't be everywhere all the time, especially now that we're covering all 6 divisions. So like, I legitimately meant that as a question. Like, so that's the issue. So how do you fix that? Is it the
Catch
play
the
calling?
ball.
Yeah.
No, but is it like clean in the numbers drops for interceptions, or is it slants that are thrown a little bit off and you have to like one hand them? Is
Look,
it?
I'm not going to throw any of my teammates on.
I'll say it right now. When Frank Delory is your number one target, you have problems.
Why? I disagree with that.
No,
No.
you
I
can't have
disagree
him
with
as
that.
your
I
number one
don't
target.
think you have problems. I don't think you could truly be competitive.
No,
He's a
you
good player,
can't.
I,
but he should be your number 2 and number 3 guy.
well, yeah, okay, I could agree to an extent to that.
He's
but
like the
again,
Mercedes Lewis of this whole process.
No, he's not.
Yes.
Again,
He's
Mercedes Lewis, NFL player.
okay. With that in mind, he is the Mercedes Lewis of
Again,
this team.
though, in the sense of like of the teamless franchises or even LOB from the championship run, like there has been that one like game breaker in either Jason Hovington or Justin McLean or Justin Blanchard,
I agree.
and there's no one yet who's ready to fill that role.
Who is it, Jim? Who is it on this roster?
Kenton Lowe.
It's got to be. I guess it would be Kenton Lowe at this point, but no one's numbers besides Frank Deslauriers are really indicative of that at
Yeah.
the moment.
But Frank is probably like the most consistent player I've seen in FBF.
Yeah, but so like
Like, he used to be
Let-
very
let- so,
dominant
like,
back
let-
in
let's say,
2010.
let's say you're dating, and
Cool.
a girl says like, "Yeah, I like this guy. He's really consistent." Like that's fine. That's fine, but that's not gonna get the job done.
No.
Like consistent is something you need. It's basic. It's you have a job. You
And
have
9
a
to 5.
place. You have a decent amount of money. You don't look like a bomb went off in your face. So and now you need something like LOB needs to pull down their pants and show they got something.
Okay.
That got very sexual very fast.
Show Shanks. All right, let's talk about the teams who are 1 and 2 right now in 4A. You have up and coming top seasons, the Commission, Stitz, and Mutation. You look at the upper half of this division or conference. Are any of these teams who are 1 and 2 a threat to perhaps get into the top 4 in your mind with the list of teams that I mentioned?
Mutation, maybe. I feel like they could have a chance to really turn the tables around and like have a good season and possibly.
Well, it's a big win
be-
over Tats, though. Right?
Exactly. That's what I'm going through. Is I feel like they have a chance of upsetting a few teams, making a name for themselves. They won't finish with the perfect record. They won't be like they're 1 and 2 now. So the best they could be is 8 and 2. But I don't feel that's gonna happen. They're gonna be like that 5th or 6th seed. That's gonna upset a few teams going in. I want nothing to do with Sits in the Commission so far. I don't like what I'm seeing. Commission needs a quarterback before they can be competitive.
Well, they have one. But he's
not.
He's a young.
He's
one.
not doing the job at the moment. So either change his playbook, do something for that, or move him to
But
receiver.
that's the
or-
biggest problem in the Commission, right? They had it in Sean Avram.
Yep.
And it's they can do like you ever see that picture, Peeze or GM or even UCMO, that Cleveland Browns fan that has that jersey. It says Tim Couch and literally a list of quarterbacks rolling down the jersey. That's what the Commission has been since its inception in FPF.
So the commissions are basically like the Browns.
Well, when it comes to the quarterback position, yes.
I like Topps' in this season. I just think their schedule is brutal. If you guys could put up Topps' in schedule for next
Yeah.
games,
Top season
it's
schedule right now.
disgustingly tough.
Here's the schedule for the next 4 weeks of the season. They will face Brocasian, which is 0-3.
Yeah,
desperate
okay,
team.
but keep going.
They'll play Stitz, who I think they'll win.
Okay, keep going.
They have the Niners, which is probably their biggest test.
Okay.
The
So that's-
Montagnard and
yeah,
week
that's
8.
also tough.
And then they have up and coming, the
Yeah.
Commission, and then
That's
Gotham.
disaster. That's
It's a bad
And who did
schedule,
they
man.
and who did they play so far?
Yes, they have defeated Mutation, which is big for the tiebreaker purpose,
They
right?
they beat Mutation, which
I don't
is
think it'll matter for them.
Lost to
No.
Alpha T's, which will hurt them in the tiebreaker if they end up with the same record, and they lost to Backyard Bullies.
see like
Oh,
the schedule has been really tough. But I feel like if one team, like, seeing who they're gonna play forward, top season has a chance to surprise, and their record could turn favorable. And there's a chance up and coming could be actually up and coming.
So, I play with Travis Moses, Jeremy Anderson,
Yes.
and that group in
Yep.
Division 3. This is something I didn't particularly believe in. The guys who are just ultra competitive and that really pushes you to be better.
Yeah, I know you always said
Having-
it's not true.
Having played with them, there is an aspect to that of like sheer competition makes them better. That makes them better from week to week in like a noticeable.
But they
It's
also
it's like when you like as if you can see someone growing physically week to week. Like you see a guy who's like 5
Yeah.
foot tall, and by the end of the season he'll be 6'11".
but
Kind
they,
of
like
thing,
they
you know?
never gave up on, like, if they're down by 14. We've seen crazier comebacks than 13, 14 points,
Yeah.
right? But they
They-
never gave up.
They
and
believe they're the best players on the field at all times.
Yep.
And they like
It's a
if they
football
get
mentality.
beaten, they don't care. They're gonna do everything in their power to not get beaten again.
it's a very football mentality to believe I'm the best on the field and I should play like the best and I should act like the best, and it gives you a lot of confidence that if you have a drop, it's not gonna happen again.
Yeah.
All right, so with these teams here, who's most likely not to make the playoffs?
I'm going so far Commission.
After hearing the top season schedule, like I like top season.
It was tough. It's getting
They
better.
don't like us.
Yeah, but
They don't like you.
it's
us.
not.
No,
look,
Andel loves me.
my
that
worry
much.
worry with top season is it gets better in the second half of the season, but by then, are they
1-4.
are they in such a bad shape that they don't play the
How many
to the-
teams in Division 4 makes the playoffs? If
A lot.
you go, please.
Jim.
Or Jim.
8 out of 11.
8 out. Okay.
I caught him mid
Thank
bite.
you, Jim.
He's like, ah.
So 8 out of 11. So if you're at 3 and 7, there's a good chance you're not at the bottom 4,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
So
3 wins could be enough. Yeah.
exactly. So
Okay,
so
so
there's a
given
good chance
that-
they make the playoffs.
Given that, then
Playoffs.
I would kind of agree. Although, I want to see it again from Sits
Could-
before I believe it.
Could top season be that one team that, let's say, the 8th seed could upset the 1st seed?
Depending, they're
It
gonna
all
be,
depends on the matchup.
they're gonna
who
be
they
very
get.
matchup dependent.
Yeah, if they play the Niners, I don't think they can beat the Niners. If you look at who could they, maybe the Warhawks, I think they can match up well with
Yeah.
them, athletically speaking here.
I could see that.
Alpha T's, no. I think they'll steamroll these guys. And the Montagnard, it's unpredictable because they...
I don't understand what's going on with the Montanards.
No.
What do you mean?
I
Neither do
thought they'd be very good, and they're not very good.
I feel
so. Therefore, I don't understand what's going on.
I feel their offense relies a little bit too much on luck. The way, like, if you float it up, somebody gets it. That won't get you very far.
Yeah.
It'll work a little bit. It might work sometimes, but it's not something you should put like all your eggs in the same basket.
What about... Sorry, go ahead.
So that's what I feel about Montagnard. Is
Makes you
there
wonder where that expression came from. Like, is there a benefit to having like baskets of eggs everywhere?
maybe at some point in time, and I'm just speculating here, people carried eggs in baskets, like one basket per hand. So if you dropped one, you still had some. But if you put them all in the
that's
same,
not bad.
you know,
You've thought about this.
Conference
Yeah.
B, you have Philp, Jaguar, Show Me TDs, Backyard Bullies, and BD Bandits. Same thing, guys. With these teams who are 1 and 2 or have 1 win overall, how do you see this playing out for these teams here?
I'm
who you like
scared
them?
for Show Me Your TDs. It's a team I've played for before.
You
all
know
of them.
everybody on this
I know
team.
everyone on the team. They're all good friends. I literally left the team. At one point, I told Mike, I was like, "Look, I don't fit your scheme. Get a guy who fits your scheme because like you guys can be better than this." And this season, I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I don't understand. I don't get why this team isn't performing better than they are.
So the one thing that I haven't noticed it myself because I haven't score kept them, but Michael O'Donnell is not playing as well as he used to. So
Marriage.
it's tough when
that happens all
it's a
I think it
QB
does.
driven league. If the quarterback's not playing at the level we all think he would, that's what
Mhm.
happens. Receivers can only do so much if the quarterback throws an interception. So the way I see it is, backyard bullies only a matter of time before they get dominant again. Show me TDs maybe, but this is all relying on Mikey, and there's a chance that he might not be able to come back to his former glory. I don't think Jaguars are that one team this season.
I agree.
I think the division's too strong for them. And Friends in Low Places, without Kevin Smoot in the lineup, they're just not the same.
Well, I think
yeah,
for-
they took a beating this week too.
They're just not. If Kevin was there, Kevin Smoot, it would help a lot. But without him, I just feel they're missing that one dominant player that really helps Danny Damour on both sides of the field. And without him, they just don't have enough
It
to
doesn't have to
compete.
be Kevin though. Like we saw last spring, they had Alex Holloway for the bulk of for the bulk of Division C, and
Yep.
he filled that role very effectively. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like the big physical presence of Kevin
Yeah,
Smuda.
but they don't have that guy to
But
replace
Alex
him.
Holloway plays a similar style that he's a possession receiver who goes up and get the ball, not afraid
He-
of contact.
He also
like,
helps a lot, like as a
play
play
calling,
caller.
yeah.
helps with the mention of the quarterback
Yep.
position. I think I agree with you on the Jaguars. They've been in the league now for 2 winter seasons.
Yep.
And they've always had those strong.
It's your boy, Jimmy
Yeah, Jimmy JLJ. They've always had those strong starts, but then they always taper off at the end of the year. And I remember last year they were a higher end seed, and they got bounced
Yep.
one and done. And I just don't know if they had that fortitude to go in there and say we can make a run and turn the tables in
But
our favor here.
The thing is, they're 1-2 now, so they don't have that.
They
Strong
have
start.
athletes though, right? They have one of the
Yeah.
best centers that no one talks about, and number 80, and Auriel de Rosier, who I
Yep.
think, who looks like Rick Ross, by the way, but who I think is probably one of the best snappers, and he's a tough matchup. And I know Jimmy goes to him often enough here.
So who's the problem? What's the problem?
I just think it's their defense.
Good defense.
I know they got a big one over Keyport, 40-36, which is
Yes.
huge because it keeps them relevant. But you look at their schedule, gentlemen. They got Jagerbaum, who beat the Montagnard
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
That's a tough
You
one.
play LOB, who are an angry team, and then you
Let's go with
have
angry. Sure.
Backyard Bullies, and you have the Niners. and they're tied.
I mean,
That's some tough games
if
coming
they
up.
win 2 of these, that's good for them.
Might be
and-
nothing in the playoffs.
Well, no, well, yes, but that puts them at like a 3-6 record. That's not. And then you have your final game. I mean, it's tough. The schedule is very difficult for them.
Your thoughts, Peeze?
Yeah, it's a tough group. It's a tough group. We talked about the struggles with LOB.
We were talking about Jaguars.
Yeah. Sorry. No, because I was just looking at the group of teams. Jaguars might be slightly outclassed. In that there's a jump every time you go up a division, and
I feel that's what they're
at the
suffering.
at the quarterback, James Lee Janvier. It's just not he hasn't seen it enough. And
They would probably be more suited in 4B than 4A.
yeah, but
that's the
that
feeling
wasn't
I
their
have.
choice, right?
No,
I know,
because they had
100%.
a
It's
good
not their fault.
season, yeah.
It's the way like it falls, and it sucks, but it's a learning experience too. I feel like they're going to be able to. They beat Keyport Lock, which was probably one of the best teams coming into this week.
Agreed.
So that's huge for them. They could, if they're able to shock a few other teams, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
If it happens, doesn't prove us wrong. Shows that you could be at least a 4-win team and make the playoffs.
That's
and
the
then
thing is, honestly, like for what we do, like I love it when teams get in my face like, you see, we won. I was like, okay, like
that's exactly what I want to happen.
I don't mind being proven wrong. I can learn new things. You know, at first I didn't know you were good, and now I know you're good.
We don't get angry like Mokan when you prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Hassani Royal's angry at me. I'm like, dude, who are you?
Who?
Hassani Royal. He's very angry. He was like, bro, we won, bro. Okay. I'll see you later.
See what happens with Mokan? Instead of like being friendly with people and
Yeah.
learning and stuff,
I'm like,
he
hey,
just
cool,
shuts
man.
them off. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, you won. Cool. Nice. I like you guys winning. I don't want you guys to lose. I want everybody to win.
I
But that's
remember
just not
Max
happening.
Marini, man. Oh, for SOB. I went to go shake his hand. Hey, congrats on the playoff one. Yeah, bro, we proved you wrong. I'm like, yeah, congrats, man. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. I mean, there is an aspect that people need to cut the roids, but you know, in general, you can be nice.
Or
to them all.
eugenics.
He's not that big.
I know,
Max
but
Marini?
But just I'm saying from the rage,
Oh.
the more rage aspect.
If Max Marini is doing roids,
He's not doing it properly.
try another brand.
In a triple threat battle, gentlemen, who is the best receiver? Is it Karm Pliche, Ken Bustani, or Isaiah Allard in a triple threat battle?
Based on their team, as we mentioned earlier, I feel like Isaiah Allard is underused. So I would take him out of the conversation due to that fact. Kevin Bustani, I feel he's a better DB than a receiver. And so I'm going with Karm.
I'm gonna go with Kevin Bustani. It's just a wider variety of things you can do with him. Very good on defense and on the right kind of offense. I think he can be absolutely properly used.
GM, I know you're eating your food. I hope it's very good spinach you're having.
One of these players is a Hall of Famer, and the other two are not.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean the other guys can't be.
But I'm saying present day, right now, in a triple
Like,
threat
stop
match.
living in the past.
Who would you take among these three guys in your for
You're-
LOB?
you're-
If I had to build a team around
No,
one,
today you add one guy to LOB, one of these three guys. Which one is
Because
it?
everyone presents a different skill set, right? Isaiah's size is the problem. Karma's smarts is a huge asset. Then you,
but LOB's
Bustani.
need isn't necessarily of this group who is the best player. So who I would add to LOB isn't necessarily who's the best off of this list. I think that Isaiah Allard is the best athlete on this list.
Okay.
But as far as a football player, I mean, Karm just can do everything.
Okay.
boys,
I don't disagree. Like,
I
no
don't-
one's
I don't say
bad
that.
on this list either.
No.
Yeah,
No, they're all
absolutely.
great players, obviously. If we're talking the best, then everybody nominated is good.
in 4B, boys, are you convinced by the starts from Blue Chips and Spinks? They have both gone off to Spinks. I know, it's not Spinks.
It's a long show, right?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of Spinks.
And you make fun of me for that, eh?
I know.
Classic
One-
Mokan.
Anyway, are you impressed by these two starts from these teams?
It's what I expected from Blue Chips. Sphinx kind of always start strong, and Sphinx were like Jim's gonna go in with his history here, but were they one of the original like dynasties?
They were one of the original D5 teams. Yeah.
yeah. So like they're one of those teams that went 10-0 and did 5 and whatnot. And
Yeah, they did go 10-0, and they lost to the family in the semifinals.
It's the thing that happens to 10-0 teams in Division 5.
It's also a thing that happens when you play the family.
yeah,
Back in the day.
back in the day. So like the thing is like they're a team that has seen success. I thought this division was a little strong for them personally, but so far I've been wrong.
But I guess
and
you were
it's-
wrong.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I completely agree with you here, which I hate to do.
You're wrong, but I agree with you.
I
It's like kissing your cousin, huh?
I felt that Blue Chips would be that one team. Like we said, Blue Chips would be one of the most predominant team in Division 4B. Sphinx, I wasn't expecting much. I was expecting like a 5-5 team, and so far I've been completely wrong. They are playing very, very well. If they're able to keep it up, cool. I would love that. I just don't feel like it's gonna last forever.
So hold on, who with these two teams, Blue Chips and Sphinx, who is more likely to keep this strong start going into the midseason portion of the
Blue
FPF
Chips
year?
are gonna go 7-0, and might finish 9-1.
But but all right. So he's saying that Peeze. But do you trust the Blue Chips? Because, like, I think the Mitchell boys are wicked. I love how it's like watching Johnny Manziel out there. But but do you buy into that?
I mean,
though?
I don't know if they have gambling problems.
I don't think they do. I
and-
hope
and
not.
substance abuse.
I think they're good
issues.
people. They're
Yeah.
good. But do you buy into their style of play though? It's just sort of like chuck
I
and
do.
chuck and run over here.
But the thing is, there is not a rusher who can rush. Who can rush.
Oh, he's awesome.
Nobody can rush him.
Yeah, he's
Ryan
he's-
Reedy, maybe?
No. It's the kind of quarterback Ryan Reedy has trouble with. A guy who just basically can, when you're on him, can still make a move
You need
and can accelerate so quickly that you
you need
out of
to rush
position.
him. You need like Alex Pino to rush him.
Yeah, a guy who's equally fast.
That's
who
who
plays
you
Division
need.
1 right now.
That's who you need to rush somebody like him. He's
That's what I'm
so
saying.
quick.
In this division, there's nobody who can rush.
No.
So look, it's kind of an offense that relies on throwing the ball up and guys making plays, but the thing is, it gets to times in the game where it's 3rd and 10, and I'm not convinced that the defense is going to make a stop in the next 2 downs.
A little bit. They get a
Blue
little
Chips,
bit.
Yeah, when they're on offense, the defense has them pinned on 3rd and down, and I'm not worried that they're going to get the first down.
You know what? They get a little too volcanic at times here. Like
Oh.
they erupt at the worst times possible, where they kind of get frustrated with each other. Like, hey, you had this, you had that.
The problem with that
Where
is,
you- where
is
were
the
you?
roster inconsistency that they used to have. They used to have these 10, 11-man rosters
Yeah,
where
they've got better by addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
they had too many guys that they have a guy that hasn't played in 2 weeks, shows up, doesn't know the new scheme, doesn't do the right thing, and then they're forced to try to compensate for that one guy, and it's not working well. If they would have a smaller roster, it's better. I think that's what they have this season. That's why I like them.
So who are you putting money on right now to have a longer season?
Between the two of them,
Yeah.
Blue Chips.
If they were a stockable con, they would be considered a blue chip stock.
They would be, no pun intended. But would you put some confidence on them to perhaps go to the finals and represent Conference B?
Conference is brutal, man.
Yeah.
They have a lot of good teams. Your boys' studs are there. I really like Hollooks this season.
Who?
Hollooks.
Okay, I think it's
I can't. I wouldn't put my money on Blue Chips to go to the championship, but they're a favorite.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised to see them there, but at the same time,
I could see
wouldn't.
them getting knocked out too.
I take the field if I have the choice here. You know.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's happened to Game Changers, aka Sweaty and Ready?
Yeah, it's
look,
a great name, right?
Well, that's an awesome name.
They wanted to change it, but it was too late.
Like we
Why changes? Game Changers is such a good name. I like it.
Like
I guess it's just not the same roster.
not the same roster, but we've seen this team since day one. I remember Peeze. It was you, Eagle, and I on a Sunday night in Lachine watching them play the first ever game.
Running sprints after the game.
Yeah.
Competing and running sprints against
Yeah.
each other.
That's great.
Yeah, and we thought, wow, this is the next great thing to come to FPF. They could be a team that will move up in no time, being Division 2 by like 2018, 2019.
Right now, actually.
Is it a matter of teams surpassing them with better talent, or the fact that
All right.
they
So
just regressed? What do you think?
I saw them play this week,
ahead.
yesterday night.
Yeah, that's why.
Game Changers. Their roster is all over the place. So first of all, roster inconsistency. Anton Sakis doesn't have the same receivers to go to every week.
Sakic.
Their snapper Jordan Panetta showed up at halftime, which what do you want to do? Their offense had 5 offsides in the first half. Like, how can you get into any sort of rhythm and move the ball if on 3rd down you get an offside by your
False
receivers?
start.
Yes. Yes.
So are you saying that
Offensive,
for Anton Sakis,
The receivers are the problem. That's what I'm saying.
that's the reason he's
It's
having
not
bad
so
numbers.
much him. It's really the receivers. The guy's open on the sideline for a first down on 4th down. He throws to him. The guy's sitting out of bounds. Both feet are out of bounds when he caught the ball.
Well,
What
I
do
can
you-
tell
I-
you why.
But
You
like,
didn't
if,
put the sausage on that side.
but if you're a receiver, but if you're a quarterback, you shouldn't be the one knowing that. Like you're looking at your guy. He's open. You hit him. You don't look if he's inbounds or not. That's not your responsibility. It's his. It's a
Well,
huge
did he
letdown.
lead him out of bounds though? Like,
No, he stood there.
okay.
Like it's a hook and it was out of bounds. You know.
Yeah, that's happened to me in consecutive weeks. So
Like that's
I
not.
sympathize. GM, can you do me a favor? Let's play a game. Let's play a game.
Da, 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 da,
So-
da.
Tell me if you see Justin Filto on this roster.
I do not.
Tell me if you see Terrence Dobson on this roster.
I do not.
If I say love me, you say sexy. Love
Sexy.
me.
All
All right. So that's my thing is watching is seeing game changers.
Sexy is your thing.
It's love me sexy, man.
Okay, sorry.
Well, I think
Isn't it Love Me Tender?
Oh,
I think
love me
I'm-
sexy. Do the research. No. So the thing is the what's it called? It's just not the same. And aside from not having a consistent roster, not having the guys who made up that amazing team, it's a shell of
Well,
it.
it hasn't been the same when Dawson suffered the Achilles injury
Mhm.
2 summers ago. I remember I was on that field, the Sheen Field.
In the
3.
spring season, that
Spring
was really
season. Yeah,
ugly.
I heard it. I was at one end of the field, and Anton threw a deep ball, and you just heard I was like, oh God, that wasn't good. And obviously he has never really fully recovered. He
That
did
was
play
the
a-
year Eagle was on Top Sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh
we
my
played Game Changers
God.
that game.
Oh,
But
Oh
I
my God.
it's your fault then.
if they would have had their full roster, I feel like it's a good roster.
But-
Game changers to have Jordan Panetta, to have Louis Philippe Paquette, to have Alvi Mizar is a pretty good player too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
but
the
Yeah,
pro-
Alvi Mazel and Jack Antaki as well. Like these, Jack Antaki's an
Yes.
up and coming star in FPF, and even with Panetta having come late to this game, he's still 5 receptions, 56
He
yards. and
was
a
their
touchdown. Like,
only
he was-
offense the entire night.
So just keep feeding it.
Yeah, but he was only there for half the game, so there was only so much you could do. But I just feel like if they had their full roster, they would have been much more competitive.
Yeah.
But if I just feel this is the game changer. This is what it was last spring. This is what it's going to be moving forward to.
As a colorblind person,
Cool.
watching
Stop making things about yourself.
No Name and Game Changers was brutal on the eyes. It
Very
was awful.
citric-like.
Yeah, it's too much color all at one time.
You're making too much about yourself here.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
you
speaking
said
of
it already.
that,
It's not funny. It wasn't funny the first
Thank
time.
you.
Get better material.
Cool.
Speaking of that,
They're-
slowest team out there, No Name. Would Simon Dagenet
Why?
beat the entire No Name roster in a 40-yard dash?
How would I? Have you seen the rusher? How crazy fast he is, Denzel Eddie That guy is crazy.
You know I bring that up because Sean Collins, man, I saw him right.
Also,
now, I was like,
there's
oh my
no
God.
way that I could beat John Grizzly in a 40-yard dash. He would just build me out of the lane.
Chris will get it.
Even Robert White or Andre.
Yeah,
Frederick.
no, I'm not.
Andre Frederick
Yeah,
also.
Andre Frederick in his late 30s is faster than
Yes.
a lot of people in this
Anyone
league
in this
their,
room,
like, early
basically.
20s.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you look at their team. Are they poorly constructed though? Because we talk about you and I. We spoke about it.
Okay, what do you
yesterday,
mean by
too.
poorly constructed?
The quarterback position not settled. The dynamic of the receiving core is there's no flow to it. Like you have John Simons who looks like the Incredible Hulk. You have Rob White who looks like Rob White. You just don't have that threat of a receiver. I think the guy that's the threat is throwing the football instead of catching the football.
Well, I disagree. I think Denzel Eddie Lowe, he's the kind of guy you can hit on slants and drags, and he can do a lot of damage. So I think in a specific system, he can be really good. I also like Johnny Simmons as well as a receiver.
Cut the game-winning touchdown.
Sorry.
Cut the game-winning
Yeah,
touchdown.
and Rob White. Rob White, I don't think he should be snapping. Is he still snapping? I didn't see the game.
He played both positions. He
Yeah.
snapped and played
I
receiver.
don't, to me, it's a waste to have him a snapper.
yes, you am.
So I have a what if for you because you're talking about their most dynamic players throwing the football. A lot of this core did play as part of the Tyrants franchise.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
they
if you
amalgamated.
move John Grizzly to receiver and put in John Kalyatsakis, who was the Tyrants quarterback, does that make this team better?
Well, who was the other guy they had? George.
George Zambres?
Yeah. No, George.
They had a bunch of tyrants guys.
I
on
can't
this
remember names
roster.
today. I don't know what it is. Sorry.
It's a bad day for you.
No.
I don't know, Jim. I think Kalyatzakis could be a better. I think he's probably is a better option. He's more suited for that
I
position.
completely
It would
disagree.
be the best receiving core Kalyatzakis has ever had.
But
Yes.
are they going to pull the trigger and say, "Hey, look, Chris, during the bye week next weekend, hey, why don't we flip you to quarterback and put John at receiver and
Nope.
test it out?"
Why? I don't think John Grizzly
But
is
Chris,
a
but
problem.
also isn't Chris Kalyatzakis not the quarterback? Wasn't it John Kalyatzakis?
Yeah, that's what I said.
John.
Putting John at quarterback.
John, yeah.
I don't think that John Grizzly is a problem. I think just the receivers that he have are not the right receivers for him. So looking at who they had playing offense for that team, there's too many players playing offense. So you have this quarterback that's not necessarily the most proven, the most experienced as a quarterback in FBF, playing with 7 to 8 different receivers in one game. How are you supposed to get any sort of rhythm and drive when you have
But Grizz has been with these guys for how many
yeah,
years
but
now?
on one drive you have Denzel Eddie Lowe playing White Rat. The following drive you had Johnny Simmons They're completely different players.
But
you
these
cannot
guys have
use
been
them the
there
same
for
way.
how many years, Timo? Like,
But he wasn't
you're
necessarily the
telling
quarterback.
me that you haven't developed a rapport or that chemistry to say, hey, you know what? We could put John Simons at the left or wide out and put whoever it is.
No, what I'm saying is I don't feel he's in control of who's playing where on offense, and that's what's the problem with No Name is they have too many receivers that are moving in and out that doesn't allow John Grizzly to get himself into sort of rhythm with his receivers. If you would have a more consistent offense, a more consistent group of guys, they could build chemistry and they would move forward much better.
I mean, wasn't Mike Roy looking for a team at the beginning of the
I
season?
think he was.
There's another team that was left in.
He's a good
He's
receiver.
former No Name guy, no?
Yeah, he was the quarterback for No Name, and
Yeah.
that's why they're.
He's
in
either
this
Josh
position.
McCown of quarterbacks, so he'll end up being with them. by
Did Josh McCown make every team worse as soon as he left?
Yeah, he did. The Raiders.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. All right, quickly here, guys. In Conference A West, you have NIC, Be Ready, Martin, and Red Tiger. They're all 2-1. Rank them in your order of who you think is the best team from first to worst.
You want to start, please? Or you prefer that I start?
You go first, Simon.
Yeah, go first. Simon.
Okay, so for month of 4, I have Martin and Flag number 1, NYC second, Red Tiger third, and Be Ready fourth.
Peace.
I'm gonna go with Martin Leflag, NIC. Yeah, same. That's terrible. Maybe I flip Be Ready and Le Red Tiger. Le Red Tiger really had a chance to show us something by beating Norfolk, and chance they got blown out.
They
so,
got cracked.
yeah. So I mean I don't know if the full roster was there. I wasn't there to physically see the game, so I'm just going by the score sheet here. And I thought they were gonna win the game. I picked them to win it. I was wrong. NIC's looking good. NIC's looking.
Yeah, they are.
So
The-
it'd be interesting. They've already played. They have not yet played each other. NIC and Martin Leflag. So I think that'll give us some indication
That'll be a very
as
good
to
True
who
game.
test
the
for
top
both
dog
teams.
is, and that
Yep.
game
I agree with
that
you.
game happens as the last game of the season too, which is fun.
It is now time for.
Games of the week.
All right, GM, you
Yay.
have 6, 3 each from the divisions we have.
So to start it off, we have 69ers against the Mountaineers.
Niners.
Oh,
Yeah, Mountaineers are interesting, but I only go with the 69ers.
I'm going to go with 69ers, even though their team pick's terrible.
Shea Harbor. Let's do it.
Top Secret against Mutation.
Top Secret's been impressive. I like Zachary Kiverger, and he's making me say that because he's got an evil face.
It's not evil.
It can
I'm
be.
going
It's
with,
suspicious, at the very least.
Suspicious.
I'm going with Mutation.
I'm going top secret. Their defense is good.
Mountain Lions against the Tide.
Lions.
Brent Calendar's playing for the Tide. I'm picking the Tide.
Zamboni man.
Tide looked great in last week's game, and that showed me a lot. I'm liking the Tide.
That was their first game with Brent Calendar in the lineup.
Okay, that makes a difference apparently. I'll
He's a
go-
good defender.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go with Tide.
Next.
Tone It Down against Grabouge.
Grabouge doesn't look like they can beat anybody, so tone it down.
Yeah, tone it down.
Yep. Agreed.
Speaking of Be Ready against Mean Machine.
Mean
Oh,
Machine.
that's a good game.
I think the intensity of Be Ready will get to Mean Machine. I see Be Ready winning this and trash talking their way to victory.
I agree with Pease. I feel like Mean Machine's that one team that you could trash talk and it gets into their skin, and Be Ready is that team that does that well.
Small Giants against the Vikings.
It's a good game.
That's a good game.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Giants.
Give me Small Giants as
I'm
well.
going Vikings.
Okay.
That's
All right.
6.
Thank
Match
you.
your words.
Something else happens and Mokan says something.
Good night, Minnesota Vikings. Sorry, Lance Daniel.
You're just a mean person.